What if I told you that one man appeared in family photographs for over 70 years, without aging a single day? At first, Emma thought it was a coincidence. But the deeper she looked, the more terrifying the truth became. A stranger hidden in every photograph, a missing photographer from 1932. And a picture that showed the future. Who was the mysterious man in the black coat? And why was he always watching? This is the chilling mystery of the stranger in every photograph. It all began in the small town of Blackwood Falls. For generations, the town had been known for its quiet streets, old Victorian houses, and deep forests that surrounded it on every side. Nothing unusual ever happened there. At least, that's what people believed. In the summer of 2024, 22-year-old Emma Wilson returned to Blackwood Falls after graduating from college. Her grandmother had recently passed away, leaving behind an old family house filled with decades of memories. Emma decided to spend a few weeks sorting through the belongings before putting the property up for sale. One rainy afternoon, she climbed into the dusty attic. Old furniture, boxes, and forgotten photographs filled the room. While searching through a wooden trunk, she discovered several family photo albums. Smiling, Emma sat down and began flipping through them. The first album contained photographs from the 1950s. Family picnics. Birthday parties. Wedding celebrations. Everything seemed normal. Then she noticed something strange. Standing in the background of a family gathering was a tall man wearing a black coat. His face was partially hidden beneath a hat. Emma assumed he was a relative. She continued turning pages. A few photographs later, she saw him again, the same man. The same coat. The same expressionless face. Now she felt curious. She checked the names written beneath the photographs. None mentioned the mysterious stranger. As evening approached, Emma opened another album. This one contained pictures from the 1970s. Her heart skipped a beat. The man was there too. Exactly the same. Not older. Not younger. Exactly the same. Emma stared at the photographs in disbelief. That wasn't possible. More than 20 years had passed between the pictures. Yet the stranger hadn't aged a single day. Trying to stay calm, she continued searching. The third album covered the 1990s. Again, the stranger appeared. Sometimes standing across the street. Sometimes behind a crowd. Sometimes barely visible through a window. Always watching. Always present. Never smiling. Emma felt a chill crawl down her spine. She spent the next several hours examining every photograph she could find. The result was terrifying. The stranger appeared in photographs spanning more than 70 years. No matter the decade. No matter the location. He was always there. That night, Emma could barely sleep. The next morning, she showed the photographs to her father. At first he laughed, then his smile disappeared. Slowly. His face turned pale. He recognized the man immediately. Years earlier, Emma's grandfather had noticed the same thing. According to family stories, he became obsessed with identifying the stranger. He spent years investigating. Then one day he stopped talking about it entirely. Whenever anyone asked, he refused to answer. A week later, he died unexpectedly. Emma felt uneasy. Something wasn't right. Determined to uncover the truth, she visited the town library. She searched through old newspapers and historical records. Hours passed. Finally, she discovered an article from 1932. A local photographer had vanished without explanation. His name was Daniel Mercer. The newspaper included a photograph. Emma nearly dropped the page. The missing photographer looked exactly like the stranger. The same face. The same eyes. The same black coat. The article stated that Daniel Mercer disappeared while investigating reports of strange occurrences near Blackwood Forest. His body was never found. No clues were ever discovered. Emma's curiosity turned into obsession. Over the next month, she collected every old photograph she could find from residents around town. The results were shocking. The stranger appeared in hundreds of images. Not just her family's photographs. Everyone's. School pictures. Parades. Church gatherings. Funerals. The same man appeared again and again. Always in the background. Always watching. Word quickly spread through Blackwood Falls. Soon the entire town was talking about the mystery. Some believed the stranger was a ghost. Others thought it was an elaborate hoax. A few claimed they had actually seen him. Most dismissed those stories. Until something happened. One evening, Emma received a message from an elderly woman named Margaret Hill. Margaret was 90 years old. She claimed she had met the stranger as a child. Emma visited her immediately. The old woman spoke quietly. "When I was 10 years old," she said, "I got lost in Blackwood Forest." She explained that darkness had fallen before she found her way home. Terrified, she wandered through the trees. Then she saw a man standing among them. A tall man wearing a black coat. He pointed toward a path. Without saying a word, Margaret followed the path and safely returned home. Before Emma left, Margaret whispered something unsettling. The man never looked old. Days later, Emma decided to visit Blackwood Forest herself. Armed with a flashlight and camera, she followed an abandoned trail deep into the woods. The deeper she went, the quieter everything became. No birds. No insects. Nothing. Then she found something unexpected. Hidden beneath thick vines was a small stone structure. It looked ancient. Carved into the doorway was a symbol she had never seen before. Inside, dust covered the floor. At the center of the room stood a single wooden chair. And on the chair sat an old camera. Emma carefully picked it up. Inside the camera was a roll of undeveloped film. Excited, she rushed back to town. The next day, she found a photography specialist willing to develop the film. When the photographs were finally revealed, Emma's blood ran cold. Every image showed the stranger, standing in different places around Blackwood Falls. But the final photograph was the most disturbing. It showed the stranger standing beside Emma. The date written on the image was 2 weeks in the future. A photograph that hadn't happened yet. Emma couldn't breathe. She had never taken that picture. Yet there it was. 2 weeks later, something unbelievable happened. While attending a town festival, Emma suddenly noticed a familiar figure standing near the crowd. The black coat. The hat. The pale face. For the first time in her life, she was looking directly at the stranger. Without thinking, she ran toward him. The man turned and walked away. Emma followed. He led her through empty streets and toward the edge of Blackwood Forest. Finally, he stopped. For several seconds neither of them spoke. Then the stranger slowly removed his hat. Emma froze. The face staring back at her was her own. Older. Much older. Decades older. The stranger smiled. I've been trying to find you for a very long time, he said. Before Emma could speak, a blinding light filled the forest. Everything vanished. The next morning, Emma was gone. No footprints. No evidence. No explanation. Only one thing remained behind. A newly developed photograph. It showed Emma standing in the background of a family picture taken in 1961. Watching. Waiting. Exactly as the stranger had done for generations. And from that day forward, a new face began appearing in photographs throughout Blackwood Falls. The end.